What's up, guys? New video, and today we're talking about the celery juice craze. I have had no less than 100 people slide up in my DMs on Instagram asking me about the celery juice thing. To be honest, I hadn't really looked into it. I was like, okay, here we go, another fad. And I went down the rabbit hole of seeing that this guy, medical medium, kind of came up with this craze. And this guy is going to get his whole own separate video at some point, I feel like, because there is a lot of perpetration of bro science going on his page. I don't think he's an actual doctor of any kind, and I seriously doubt he has any formal education. But let's examine some of the claims. Now, first of all, celery has a lot of good things about it. It has a lot of fiber, vegetable. It's probably you get the least metabolizable energy out of celery compared to almost any other food. So what I mean is how many calories you can actually extract from the food you're eating. It's like 5 calories per 100 grams of celery. To get appreciable calories from celery is almost impossible. If you're someone who needs a very filling vegetable, then celery is great. It's got a lot of insoluble fiber, so it adds bulk to your diet, help with regularity, make you go poop, all good stuff. But now apparently the craze is drinking celery juice. And let's go through some of the purported benefits. So first one I see here is fights autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease is such a broad spectrum of diseases. Eating celery is a pretty healthy food, so overall may contribute to a relatively healthy lifestyle. I've seen no evidence that it actually assists with autoimmune diseases. Now, there are antioxidants in celery, and perhaps that's what they're referring to, but keep in mind the dose that you get of antioxidant in something in a whole food is going to be relatively low compared to a dose that you would need to treat an actual disease. Further, antioxidants, if you're concentrating them, there seems to be weird effects because there are all these foods that are high in antioxidants, or relatively high in antioxidants, that when you isolate the antioxidants and you supplement with them, it actually is worse insofar as people who supplement with antioxidants actually tend to live not as long based on some recent research. So I'm a big proponent of eating the whole food. So I think celery itself is great. I don't think you're going to get magic from drinking celery juice. It eradicates strep bacteria. Celery is not a bad thing. It can contribute to an overall healthy lifestyle. Perhaps some of the antioxidants in it have antibacterial effects, but to get the dose that would be required to eradicate strep bacteria, it's not an antibiotic. I'm sorry. It is a powerful weapon against bloating. Well, maybe. If you're somebody who's constipated and you have trouble going to the bathroom, then insoluble fiber may help you poop. But also, if you eat too much insoluble fiber, it can back you up. So it's context dependent, and it's not magic. It's just due to the fiber content. Interestingly, it says it's critical for chronic acid reflux. It also claims it kills Epstein-Barr virus, which is also in the esophagus. I'm not aware of any data to show that. Again, they're probably referring to the antioxidant content, and again, not concentrated enough to actually kill those viruses. Now again, if you eat enough vegetables, you exercise, you have an overall healthy lifestyle, that can create an environment where you are more resistant to illness, but not because you're drinking some kind of magical celery juice. And why does it have to be juiced? What's wrong with just eating celery? In fact, research typically shows that the whole food usually better than concentrating things. Here's one of my favorite ones. Helps restore adrenals. What the fuck is that? Helps restore adrenals. Yeah, let's take a nebulous fucking term and use that because it sounds good. Somehow your adrenals would have to be depleted? What? I think this kind of, anytime, if you want to know if somebody's full of shit, just get them talking about adrenals and adrenal fatigue. Sorry, not a real condition. You have Addison's disease and Cushing's disease. One is whether you're deficient in producing cortisol or you produce too much cortisol. So those are actually defined clinical terms. There is no such thing as adrenal fatigue. It has never been documented, does not exist. This is used by bad chiropractors and naturopaths to sell you shit that you don't need. And they put together a bunch of symptoms like fatigue, bloating, lack of energy, all these kind of nebulous symptoms that all of us experience at different times. So you go, oh yeah, I have adrenal fatigue. You can go to a doctor, get a blood test done, and see if your adrenals are functioning okay. Again, maybe it's just this, but that is setting off a whole lot of bro science warning bells in my brain. I think what I really want to emphasize is that if you want to eat celery, great. If you want to juice celery, also great. Celery is mostly good for you, but it ain't magic. You don't want to deny proper medical treatment if you're actually sick. It's not a cure for cancer. It's not a cure for heart disease. It's not a cure for restoring your adrenals or anything like that. What it can be is part of an overall healthy, balanced diet. You don't need somebody selling you magic shit, because it ain't magic. All right, guys, that's this week for Bro Science Busted. I'm out. And remember, eat your celery. Don't juice it.